But let's go ahead and get started. Karma. That's right, Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. This chump. I hate this guy. This guy, he sucks. He, like, super sucks. I don't really remember why I hate him. I just know he's a pompous asshole. Maybe that honestly, maybe that's the reason why I hate him. But yeah, he's ugly and he sucks, which is the worst combination for probably anything that's in the world. If you're ugly and you suck, you don't have any redeeming qualities about you. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He is a god of prosecution, Wright. A god. Not a single case? Magnerd! We literally just started. I've only played the first game on my R4 in Japanese and only beat it through trial and error, but I have no idea what I was doing. Yeah, we actually just pressed play like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, Salty, granted, this type of game is not for everybody, but like I've said before, if you are going to introduce this kind of game to somebody, this is definitely the one you start with, because I think it's going to have a better chance of appealing to them. And it's definitely seems to be the outlier of these kinds of games. But honestly, not everybody wants to think through all the games they play, because people just play games to relax. You know, people do a lot of thinking, probably in their jobs and stuff. So if you don't want to go home and literally start thinking again, I don't blame you. I imagine if I had a very cerebral kind of career, I might not be as interested in playing these, because I'd feel like I was doing that all day anyway. But yeah, Magnerd. We pretty much only just found out that our prosecutor is a guy named Von Karma, who has not lost a case in 40 years. And apparently he'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. So he's worse than Edgeworth, if you can believe it. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. Yeah, to be fair, it does, but he's worse. Von Karma, that is. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. It's because the prosecutor is bribing the judge. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't even know if this judge would be aware that he was being bribed. I think he'd just think that someone's just being nice to him. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. What? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. So was he your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth? Something like that. And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep! Yeah, Maya, this, I think that's a little too optimistic. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Not a chance. That would ruin his 40-year record. Can you imagine not losing a case in 40 years? Especially in this universe where cases can only last 3 days? Like obviously some cases in our world, you know, will last for a few years if they get, like, strung up somewhere. But even regular cases can last a good amount of time. you just imagine how many cases in a row he's won over 40 freaking years? That's insane. Yeah, exactly. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years. He's as ruthless as me times 20. That's pretty ruthless. Like I said, he's a god among prostitutes. I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia. Maya? Uh-huh. We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh, that hurt Maya's feelings. I can't. Sorry. I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't. Couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. Maya, you're dropping the ball when we need you most. What are you doing? My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. I'm really sorry. I'll try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, you'll find out eventually, Edward. Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in. Is Maya the one that keeps getting framed for murder? She got framed for murder once. But that would be hilarious, though. It's just she just keeps getting put on trial, and she's just getting sick of it. It's like we all know she's not guilty, but she just happens to be there at the wrong place at the wrong time, literally every single time. There he is. There's the douchebag himself. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Here he goes. Here he goes. I just realized he has an earring. What are you doing being this uncool and this old with an earring? Like, that should be illegal. Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Look at that eye! Look at these eyes, man! He's just literally giving Phoenix the stink eye. That is the definition of a stink eye. Right, my apologies. He's even got the judge scared. Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness. We didn't even get an opening statement. I don't know if this is just not happen every other time, but I'm pretty sure the defense... We've gotten an opening statement before. Maybe I'm misremembering. I know that both prosecution and defense are supposed to get an opening statement. What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? Well, he acts like it. How am I supposed to fight against this? I call the detective in charge of this case. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. Gumshoe is gonna try to cover for Edgeworth. He's gonna lie about things. He's gonna try to cover for him. I just know it. Describe the incident, now. Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe looks nervous. Please, take a look at the map. Ooh, haven't seen this yet. I wish there wasn't a text box blocking the way. The murder happened late Christmas Eve around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Okay. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10, she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Okay, good. I was looking for that. Testify to the court about the arrest. Now. But wait! Mr. Von Karma. Yes? Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings. Do your job, Judge! Look at that stupid little finger. Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Look how much of a jerk this guy is. He's worse than I remember. But don't agree with him. That's not your only job. No, he's not. Alright. That's how you lose a case as well. I know. A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. Oh, this is different. Okay. We headed to the scene. Oh yeah, he's testifying about the arrest. Why couldn't I cross-examine the other thing? The initial statement. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. He didn't really say why they arrested Edgeworth. Like, this is one thing that has not been cleared up yet. Like, why do they just immediately arrest Edgeworth? I see. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney. Now. Dang. You received a call from a man? Yep. But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right? Oh, his voice is so deep. That woman and the man who called in the report are 2 different people, obviously. Different people? There were 2 witnesses. We knew about this, Phoenix. Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Today I've summoned the woman who was camping. The woman who was camping? A lot of heart. What happened next, detective? We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake? Well, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. How are they so fast? He's constantly said how fast he gets to these crime scenes, and I just don't know how they do it. That is extremely fast. Little bit! Hey, welcome to the stream. What have you missed? I'll fill you in. And How are you, by the way? Okay, so I waited until about 10 after to actually start. So you only missed 20 minutes, really. Not really that much has happened. Basically, before the trial started, Edgeworth was basically saying, and I'm doing okay, just surviving with toddlers. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Really excited to see how this case goes. So you pretty much just missed like the preliminary like trial stuff where Edgeworth is basically saying, hey, the prosecutor's a douchebag. He hasn't lost the case in 40 years, which is insane. And this prosecutor, his name is Von Karma, used to be Edgeworth's mentor and like trainer. I can't think of the word. He studied under him. That's closer to what he said. And basically, we found out that, well, we're cross-examining Gumshoe, who is the first witness on trial. It's essentially what's happened. There were reportedly 2 gunshots that occurred at 12:10 on the morning of Christmas Day by the female witness, Lotta Hart, who was camping near the lake. That's pretty much all we've covered so far, so you haven't really missed anything, but that pretty much brings you up to speed. Our motto for the month is get there quick. We've heard this before. Look at that. Did you hear that snap? He's got like metal fingers that conduct electricity. Did you hear that? How do you do that? Detective, you will refrain from casually revealing department secrets. You're welcome, little bit. I wouldn't call that a department secret, but okay. Okay. Oh, and also, Von Karma is basically got the judge in his hands, but what else is new? Because he just intimidates the crap out of everybody. As you can kind of see, he's a jerk. I look forward to your next year's salary review. This guy's awful. So much to look forward to these days. I feel that, Gumshoe. We all feel that in this economy, Gumshoe. This is no time for dejected daydream. Continue. No empathy. He doesn't care. He's probably sitting there making $150K a year. He doesn't care. What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him then? Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really. Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts. Yes, sir. Man, he's got his share of objections. Why didn't you think he was suspicious? You should know. We have a deep, trusting relationship with prosecutors. Yeah. Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, trusting, poppycock. I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force. Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good. Continue, now. See how he just controls everything? Did you find any clues on the body? single bullet was recovered from the body. Oh, one thing. Little bit. This was submitted to the court record, which is basically a map of the very small park. The very small park. I missed some things too. I was going number 3. Thanks for keeping it vague, Magner, and leaving that up to our imaginations. Thank you. I don't know what you missed. Thanks. Yeah, so just, I guess ask questions whenever you don't understand something. I'll just keep going. That's what I said, little bit. Don't ask. A little bit. Some things in life we just don't need the answers. We can just live in ignorant bliss. Alright, Magnerd. We're not going into that. Storks. Oh, thank you. Thank you, little bit. I didn't want to have to say it, but... He was shot through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. It didn't strike bones, so its shape was well preserved. Very well, the court accepts the bullet into evidence. Found in the victim's body, fired from a .22 caliber pistol. Yeah, I've been wanting to know why that is this whole time. Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat. The murder weapon? A pistol. Detective Gumshoe. That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right. Sorry, Your Honor. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence. Okay. Why? Why was it decisive? What about the pistol made it decisive evidence? Magnerd, what is that? What is that game that you're playing? I saw that. I'm your friend, you know. I can see everything you do. He has the same evil laugh as Edgeworth. Well, I know that. But what are you doing right now playing Destiny 2? There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. They're about to raid! Okay, Magnerd. You can leave on one condition. You give me some of the goodies after the raid. I've told a friend I would help them raid. I'm sorry I ruined your life. That's okay, Magnerd. There's always the next life, you know? You can make it up to me in that one. You've ruined this one, but there's always the next one. You know? I probably do. I have to set a good example because I'm the clan leader. No, Magnerd. Just like with me, you can always make it up to them in their next life. See, life becomes a lot simpler when you think about it that way. Also, keep your stream up on my secondary screen. Okay, Magnerd, I'll give you a pass today. Enjoy! Thanks for lurking. Order! Order! So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon? Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon in question. As clan leader, Magnard is doing a job. He is doing a job. Not a good job. Not the best job. A job. Accepted into evidence. The murder weapon. A .22 caliber. Fired 3 times. Bears prints from Edward's right hand. Well, wait a second. The witness said that they heard 2 gunshots. So where's the 3rd one? Yeah, you said 2 shots, says a little bit. Everybody say yeah. I'm just imagining. Hold on. Okay, now this is the canon. This is the canon that's happening. Everybody in my watching the stream is in the jury. You guys are in the jury. And I'm Phoenix. So whatever you guys say, you're just like saying it in the courtroom. So you're just like role playing. Members of the court. Little bit's a member of the court. That's right. He's talking about you, Little Bit. You're in the front row, and you see that stare? That stare is headed straight for you. He's looking straight at you. Yeah, you get out your magnifying frying pan hybrid thing. Be ready to use it. You might need it. This guy's a creep. We now have the pistol used for the murder and the bullet found on the body. There's that metal electric snap. That sounds like an EDM song. Metal electric snap. Make it happen, Little Bit. Make it happen. Turn it into an EDM song. Metal electric snap. Detective. Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes, there we go. Hold up. I gotta... Hey! We can only imagine how this song sounds. Yes, the ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Dang. That's pretty bad. Hey, Nick. What does he mean, ballistic markings? It sounds like by Baby Metal / Callboy. I've heard of Baby Metal. They there's one song, I can't remember how it goes. No. There's 2 songs that I like. One of them goes I don't remember what it's called, but I like that one. There's also one where they did a collab with who was it? I want to say it was Bring Me the Horizon. It's called Kingslayer. There we go. Yeah, I like that one. I gotta find out now. I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Because if you haven't heard this one, Baby Metal featuring... It is Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, Kingslayer. They're featured in that. I love... there's a few songs by Bring Me the Horizon that I really, really love. They're a really cool band. So if you haven't heard that one, Little Bit, I highly recommend it. But I'll listen to that other one also. Yes, Kingslayer. It's so unique sounding. It's perfect. Shocking. To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings. Well, I'm sorry, Von Karma. Not everybody is a prosecutor that has done this for over 40 years like you have. With your stupid little cyan earring and your stupid little white puffy scarf thing that has a technical name that I don't know. Nick, he's glaring at me. That's what he was doing a little bit earlier. Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it. Yeah, be useful for once, Judge. Me? Oh, he actually knows. Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which, as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. That is extremely decisive. They've linked the gun to the bullet. Sorry, the bullet to the gun and the gun to Edgeworth in a setting that allegedly only he and the victim were at. That is extremely bad for Edgeworth. That is extremely bad looking. Wow. Okay. Thanks for saying exactly what I was thinking, Phoenix. Yes, this is quite bad. Thank you. This makes it look like Edgeworth. Thanks for explaining the obvious, Phoenix. You never fail at that. Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. Would you? Could you? I mean, it does look pretty bad, but... However... Dumb little finger wiggle. You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess. This is a really early recess. Which will last 10 minutes. Look at him just dictating what's gonna happen. Judge! Yes? What are you doing? A 10-minute recess, now! But wait, Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man! Yes? This court will take a 10-minute recess. Who's running this court anyway? That's my question exactly. Alright, well here we are, the fastest court recess in the history of court recesses. Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What? But you must believe me. I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. say why, but I thought at the time he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. How am I going to convince anyone of that? But that doesn't answer what we just learned. That actually just contradicts what we just learned, seemingly. That the bullet found in the victim came from the gun Wait a sec. There is a way that this is possible. I don't want to think that I've solved this detail a little too soon, but I feel like I have. There's one way where this is possible. It's if what Edgeworth is saying is true and there was another shooter that killed the victim. We learned that the boat was parked afterwards. It's possible that the shooter exchanged guns. But no, that wouldn't make sense because Edgeworth's fingerprints were also on the gun. We'd have to explain why that is, which I'm not sure. Say, Maya? Huh? What? Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry. It's no good. I know. I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? Oh, poor Maya. Have they covered if the gun was borrowed or stolen from Edgeworth? They haven't. We haven't even... No one has even claimed or disproven that that gun even belonged to Edgeworth. We haven't really attached ownership of the gun yet. We don't know where it came from or who it belongs to. All we have linking it to Edgeworth is the fingerprints found on the gun. Which is also another question I had about who owns the gun, because they haven't talked about it. I was also thinking about that. Yeah. If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? Oh my gosh, why would you say this? That would have been my first question. Exactly. That would be, like, especially for, like, the defense, right? Like, if someone is tying someone to a gun, even if it has their fingerprints on it, I would still want to know who that gun belonged to try to see if they're connected in some way, right? That would have been one of my first questions, too. Well, obviously, we're not going to tell her that she's useless. This is a terrible thing to say. No, of course not. I need you here. I can see her always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts, right? It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. Why would you say that last thing? I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Oh, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is going to run out. That's also not a good thing to say. Really? Whoa! Right. Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh, sorry. Oops. Yeah, Phoenix, why do you say these things? Have some common sense. Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Here we go. Lotta Hart, you are a research student at a university. That I am. Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything, Trilogy. He's gonna be very disappointed with this testimony. I'm just gonna call it right at the beginning. Understand? Oh, she's not gonna. These two. Oh my gosh, these two. They're gonna have some problems. I'm just gonna say that right here. There we are. Y'all need to learn some manners. Understand? Yeah, I understand. I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please. You know, one thing I just realized, since Gumshoe isn't back on the witness stand, we didn't really get to cross-reference him as well as we usually did. Like, he just got the recess happened. We didn't get to call out any lies or pick apart his testimony at all. Because he clearly said there were 2 shots fired, and 3 were fired from... Wait a second. I think I just figured out. Edgeworth might have done a stupid. It's possible that he was set up, and the scenario played out like I said it did. The shooter killed the person, and then put the gun in the boat, and then Edgeworth touched it afterwards. But I don't know why Edgeworth would touch the gun afterwards. What reason? So that's theoretically how things could line up the way they did, but we don't really have enough information as to why Edgeworth would do that and why they were on the boat. We're missing a lot of stuff to really make this come together, but functionally, if we're looking just at evidence and progression of what we know, that's how it could have happened. It was Christmas Eve just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw... when I looked at the window, I saw 2 gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. Enough. Huh? Judge! She happened to take a photo of the incident. He just doesn't waste any time. This is the photo, accepted as evidence. Unless Edgeworth is covering for someone and the killer is someone he knows and cares for. That is also true. Yeah. That's true. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. Alright, little bit, you gotta keep it down a little bit. I think he's looking at you. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard that shot. I'll try to sell. Sorry. The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well. This court finds the defendant. Wait, Your Honor. What the heck? Why did it crash? Let me check something. Okay. Alright. It's weird. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing that. Yeah, my video stats look okay. Okay. Alright, well let me know if it does that again. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. A cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Well, that music changed fast. I absolutely do. I've said it like 2 or 3 times. It happens to me every once in a while. Maybe it's Twitch? Or maybe it's OBS. Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. Well, I'm sure glad I have your blessing, Karma. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. You can't do that! You're not the judge! That's a judge thing! Nick? Contempt? Contempt of court? You know. I guess I understand. Well, what are you going to do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with facts in her testimony? Yeah, there was. I mean, even if there wasn't, we can't just stop right there. I think I noticed one little thing. Wow, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right. Let's take him on. Yeah. Got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time. Why are you siding with him? Alright, let's go. Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day. Huh? Yeah, well, yes. I know you want to find contradictions, but really? I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue your testimony. Why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? I knew he was gonna do that. What does the witness motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. Wait now, I'm the one who says that. Well then, say it already. Objection sustained, thanks. Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. I'm not late, you're late. Hey, Rezi. How much have you missed? I'll give you a really quick rundown. I heard this bang come up from the lake. So you weren't looking at the lake at the time? Nope. I looked after I heard that noise. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness. How do you know it was two gents? Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Must press further. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. Von Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. Sounds pretty sure. Yeah, honestly, how is she so sure? It was really foggy. The photo proves that. Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake? It almost sounded like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you... Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, of course. Great. What do you mean enough? You can't just do that. I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But Your Honor... You keep your promise, Mr. Wright? I'm afraid I'll have to penalize any further outbursts. By holding you in contempt of court... Rezi, so unfortunately, it's gonna look like the opposite. Von Karma has the judge in a chokehold. So, I'm the one at threat of being held in contempt of court for literally doing my job, which makes no sense. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood. Uh-huh. Nick. Lada's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean. But if I can't say anything, what can I do? Show evidence. I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then pass your judgment. Very well. Mr. Miles Edworth, please take the stand. Is it Mia? Is Mia back? Who was that? was Maya. Maya. Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst. Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea in treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough, Judge. Declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He's in contempt of court and must leave. No. Wait. She's gonna take the fall for it. I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong. Wrong. What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order! 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 Lots of order. I'm not gonna say all those. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. Don't you do it. You know what you gotta do. You know the right thing to do. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he's in contempt of court. No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me. Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya. She was useful, like she wanted to be. Even if we can't have Mia, she still helped. I care not for this melodrama. Melodrama. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Listen well, Mr. Wright. Not deaf, you're deaf. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. Here we go. The tension is like the stakes are already raised and we just started. Alright. I'm gonna save because I do wanna press this. I don't know if the game wants me to. I already know what the problem with this statement is. It's impossible for her to have seen him clearly. Obviously by the conditions of the lake, but I'm gonna press anyway. Well, what about the other man? You cannot expect to be allowed to blithely ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claim there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. Well, find it, if you can. Oh, you're just gonna... I'm not doing that. Only because I figured that would happen. And I don't want to lose a point just because I wanted to experience what would happen. So obviously this is what we're presenting. Let's see. Oh, nope, not this one. My bad. This one. I can't read! Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. Every time it do, it makes me object. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? Miss Hart, can you tell me just what the hell is on Joey's head? Oh my gosh, that was funny. Please testify to the court. Just what the hell is on Joey's head? Oh my gosh. That was good, Rezzy. That was pretty funny. Oh my gosh. This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. I can't read. I think you know that. Well, trust me, Magnard, it was funny. That's all you need to know. Just pretend to laugh. Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? You beat me to the first joke, so I had to improve. Oh, improvise. I mean, I had to make that joke, but honestly, your follow-up was way better than my initial joke anyway. Mine was obvious. Like, it was slap in your face obvious, but you built that joke, Rezzy. Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please. Yet now she said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart? What? Just imagine that's how she said it. What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. Alright. I'm curious as to this also. She's quite dead set on saying she saw him. So let's see how it happened. You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. Well, that's a comparison if I've ever heard one. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem. Get it? She's from the South? Ha! Yeah, like if there's one thing that's a dead giveaway that you're from the South, It's saying that you eat grits. Or that you, honestly, that you even know what grits are. You don't even have to eat them. Grits are one of those things, like, you can't eat plain grits, though, right? Like, I know what grits are. I had them a really long time ago. Yeah. Oh my gosh, here we go. The last time I had grits was a very long time ago. But anyway, you use binoculars. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This one better be good. Alright, let's dissect this. Little bit's drooling. I put it on toast. Little bit's just done everything with grits. Everything you can imagine, it's been done by Little Bit. Can we actually cross-examine her without penalty this time? So, how could you see Edgeworth? Now just hold your horses for a second. You hasty Yankee types that never find a... You hasty Yankee types that never find a gal where I'm from. Can't imagine a lot of the story. There are some things I won't do with grits. There are some lines that will not be crossed with grits. Pertaining to grits, some lines cannot be crossed. There's red lines. Okay, there's tape and red lines. We do not cross those. Defense attorneys have trouble with that as it is. Nobody loves me. Poor Phoenix. Just judges think you have no riz. That's the legal judgment. I know. This judge is like good at doing the wrong things. Like he's not good at doing his job. Your camera? Yeah. It's got an automatic. The issue we are concerned with here is Miss Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all. Objection sustained. He's not letting her answer any of my questions. Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday, you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? Here's the thing that we... This is the thing that we came to the conclusion about the other last time we played. She didn't have the setup for that. The camera is irrelevant to this case. He's really, really hung up on us not talking about that camera. Good binocs, you can see some decent stuff in the sky. The last time I used binoculars was also a very long time ago. They were very cheap. So, I wouldn't know. But, what's more cost effective though? Like a good set of binoculars or a good telescope? You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright. Is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this. If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. It really depends on what you intend to do with them, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. I guess binoculars would give you a little bit of both things, you know? Telescope is pretty specialized. Well, Mr. Wright, I do intend to press further because we already know there's an issue. It's make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. No, Phoenix, I think you're right. Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear ya. I wanna press this really quick. Let's see what she says with this. There was a heavy fog. How would binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Even binoculars can't see through fog. But you say you clearly saw it. I did. Yeah. Enough! There is no room for doubt in her testimony. I disagree, but you know what? Since you're running the court, she sounds pretty doubtful to me. But I have to find a clear contradiction first. I don't care how many von Karmic objections I get. I'm going to find a hole in this testimony if it's the last thing I do. Alright. This is where we've got it. Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know, the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited to stargazing. Yeah, well, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. Har. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Well, yeah, swing that around on me. Dang. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was that you saw Edgeworth? No unnecessary comments. Alright. Let's catch her in that lie. Right there. Can't be true, because this is what she testified about, and how we saw the position of the camera. You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. Says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake of photograph. That was a word salad. The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? The lake, right? Like, we can't say exactly what she was photographing. Wait. Yes, we can. I forgot about this. Use the article, yeah. I forgot all about that. Your Honor, take a look at this. This was Miss Hart trying to photograph... Well, I read that sentence wrong, but I don't care. Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article. Gordy? Ah, the sightings at Gourd Lake. Well, Miss Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? I do have proof. When the loud noises are detected. Yep. Alright, yeah. I do have proof. I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. I mean, well, I wasn't joking before. The only thing is, I don't know if the game is gonna recognize this at this point, because I do. What is the proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy the lake monster? And also, this is circumstantial evidence. This is not necessarily proof, but once again, we're gonna look past that for the sake of the game. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? There's no reason to have a camera set to audio for a meteor shower. Yep. But what I'm saying is, just because it was set to take photo on sound doesn't mean that... I mean, it's probably very likely, but it doesn't necessarily prove that that was the reason why she was there, because Gordy makes a bang sound. It's very likely. But this was this photograph here taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. Circumstantial evidence can be more powerful than people think. Yeah. I think, like, it depends, I guess, on how much circumstantial evidence there is. I think if there's, like, a lot of circumstantial evidence... I mean, I'm not a lawyer. Never been to law school. But I would think that, like, enough circumstantial evidence kind of equates to the weight of hard evidence. Like, obviously, if you have enough things lining up, it kind of equals proof. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. It can be more powerful than people think put together. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. A little bit. Are you following the path of Magnerd? I think the term is a preponderance of evidence, but I'm not a lawyer either. I just watch. I've watched The Legal Eagle too. No! Yeah, I've seen The Legal Eagle on a couple of things. Just like a handful of times. On particular things that I've been interested in. So I don't know that much. I'm following the path of destruction. Well, that's okay a little bit. Like with Magner, I will forgive you this time, but I expect you to make it up to me in the next life. Okay? So, you've already ruined just like Magner, you've already ruined my life for this life, so. No hard feelings. I'm just kidding. Alright, let's actually keep going with this case. You were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? I'm just kidding a little bit. If you're good, you can play Soma. Go play Soma! You're good. That's why you had set your camera to respond to loud noises. Your life shouldn't have to revolve around me, so. You know, some of us have 2 monitors! You're right. I've never owned 2 monitors, so it always just surprises me when people are like, yeah, I have 2 monitors. I'm like, oh. I'm constantly reminded that that's a thing. That doesn't surprise me, Resi. the story with your lawyer's skills. Can you sue the weather so it won't rain? I can, yeah, I can, Salty, this is what I can do. I can come to Australia. I can come to Australia, step outside, raise my fist to the clouds, and yell objection at the weather. I can't guarantee the results, but I can definitely do that. I actually want 3, but I'll have to wait until after I move. Well, Rezzy, aren't you a Mr. Fancy Pants Rich McGee over here? Mr. Fancy Pants Rich McGee over here? Not... Some of us can't even afford one monitor. How do you think I've been playing? That's right. I don't even have one monitor. I'm actually broke right now. It's just a goal is all. You'll get there. Man. But anyway, as I was saying, like whenever people tell me that they have 2 monitors, I get reminded that that's a thing because I've never owned 2 monitors. I've rarely seen other people in real life have them, so it's just like, oh yeah. Anyway, I go off on these little tangents and we sit on these little text box screens for like freaking 5 minutes because I get distracted by you guys. Yeah, having a 3rd monitor would be so nice. I only have 2 because I upgraded from 1080 to 4K. Okay, that's a nice upgrade. I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, tangents are hashtag content though. They are, but I just wonder if like there's ever anybody that's watching, like that's new, that has no conceptual investment in what we're talking about and they just want to see me play and we're sitting here like carrying on this random conversation about freaking my stupid antics of saying dumb things or us talking about, I don't know, monitors or freaking Salty and his weather problems and a little bit betraying me. I'm just kidding. Alright, anyway. So you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? Why were you trying to hide it, though? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. See, if you did this in a real court, you would be in so much trouble. Especially saying this while smiling, that you clearly acknowledge that you were lying with like a smiling face. You would be in so much trouble. Unbelievably so much trouble. Especially in a murder case. Look at this freaking smirk little smile that she's got too. Unbelievable. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Dang, he just goes straight for the throat. Hey! But as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason. I know it. Wouldn't that call her testimony into doubt, though? Exactly. I think I actually made that... I think I actually said that in one of the previous cases. For all the times that these people lie, nobody really bats an eye about it. Like, they're just like, oh, okay, just amend your testimony, it's fine. We can trust you. Just be honest next time. And they just get like a little slap on the wrist, and that's it. But What could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right. Fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. Why would you lie? I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. That's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry. Once again, just like with every other time we've heard this mentioned, they're only saying that there were 2 gunshots. That's what Gumshoe said, and that's what she said. That's what she said. But did not mean to make that joke. But the pistol says it was fired 3 times. So where's this other shot coming from? That's something I've had an issue with for the longest time. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. Guilty! 34 counts! Hey, Mosho! I was wondering if you'd make it. Welcome in! Our resident Phoenix Wright expert. I almost said Resident Evil expert. Which is not the game we're playing. Hey, Mosho! Glad you could join us. I didn't know you were getting home at this time. I could have swore you were here earlier on a Friday. Maybe I'm mistaken. I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karma's up to something. I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction? Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. Huh. That would be a first. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Ha. That's how he laughed. You understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Oh, shoot. Oh, dang. If there's no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Dang, this case is freaking full throttle. All guns blazing. Like, this is the first day, and he's already about to make a verdict call. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Let's break this down. Now, I can... Yeah, he doesn't. You missed my... When I first started, you missed my little mini rant about how much I hate him. And I was only reminded of how much I hated him the second he started talking. So I'm not sure if it's gonna like me pressing all these questions, but I'm gonna see. I like pressing the questions even if I don't need to, because I want to see what they say. I mean, if you don't like the dialogue in a dialogue-heavy game, why are you playing the game, right? Then what manner of person are you? I'm not sure I'm highfalutin enough to be called a manner of anything. What a worthless question. An investigative photographer? Yep. You get your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Hey, I was taking pictures at my sister's graduation last year. Here comes Von Karma. Oh no. And guess what? What? There was a UFO just hanging in the sky. A UFO. I've never heard anybody say it that way. A UFO. A UFO? You know, an unidentified flying object? A UFO! That's when I had sort of a revelation. I knew I should have become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of a shaky basis for a career. I mean, I imagine it'd be fun though, right? Taking pictures of things that other people don't get pictures of and things you're not supposed to be able to see. Sounds exciting. Is Gordy really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah! They even had him up on the TV. I'm sure that appearing on local news' Rumor of the Month segment qualifies. Last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe. Well, Phoenix, you know how excited people get about Bigfoot. Hey, they also had a picture of him in the newspaper, for real. Mr. Wright, this is one fight I do not believe you could win. Let's keep moving, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. That's why you put the automatic sensor on your camera? Hey, Alistair! Welcome to the stream! Even if it's for a short period of time. It's good to see you, as always. Yep, borrowed it from a university professor. It analyzes every sound it picks up, and when it gets a bang, it snaps a shot. A short period is better than none at all. Exactly. It's good to see you drop by. Yep. So how many pictures has it taken so far? The only time the camera triggered was that night. I try to. I don't talk to you guys much. Well, you're always welcome to drop by the Discord. Obviously, if you're free, of course. If you're not the social butterfly that everybody else is, I understand that. I don't really talk much in the Discord either, so I try to check in from time to time, but yeah, I need to do better about that. But to be fair, I haven't reached out to you very much either, Alistair, so it goes both ways. I'm gonna just start lingering and see who pops in. What, the Discord or the stream? Is that really all you were hiding? I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Heck, if word got out what I was up to, though, the lake be swarming with competitors. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, just lurk around in the Discord. I'm sure lots of people do that. But yeah, you're right. There would be a lot of people. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? But, well, actually... Oh no, let her talk! She had something to say! Mr. Wright, I'll not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case. That has everything to do with this case. Whatever you say, Von Karma. I know you told her to keep quiet. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper a sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look at? Yep. I don't know. She heard a bang. She thought Gordy was out there. I kinda doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What? What'd I do now? What are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness, continue. Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. Yeah, hold your hush puppies. Was there nothing on the lake but the boat at the time? Huh? Wait, so you're thinking maybe he was shot from some other place? Hush puppies. Hush puppies are pretty good. I don't think so, nope. The lake was smooth as glass and nobody was on the shore neither. With tartar sauce. I'm trying to imitate Mosho. Better find some sort of contradiction in this testimony. Won't be able to beat Von Karma any other way. There has to be something. Alright. So... there wasn't much else to look at, but I just wanted... okay. So, obviously, the game is kind of pushing me towards this statement that there wasn't anything to look at. But we know that's not true. I mean, it's a really silly contradiction to, like, call into question. But I'm pretty sure this is where the game's wanting me to go. I was right. Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. Right? That's not very nice. You can't just say that. You can't just say that about people. What? Y'all want to step over here and say that? Oh, she's ready to throw down. She's ready to throw hands. You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Order. Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might have been out there and all. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Something could have happened that she didn't see. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kinda got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat. Till now. Yeah, like you were being truthful about the whole Gordy thing, This is totally uncalled for. But hey! You got the photograph, you got proof! Still, we can't see who is shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took this photo. Oh. Oh, snap. I know what she was gonna say, and I actually forgot about this. She was gonna enhance that photo. But Karma stopped her. There's something about that photo that's gonna help our case. I bet it's not readily apparent, but to Von Karma, it is. That's why he's stopping it. It's not apparent to her because she's clearly not seeing it. But it's going to help our case. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had the photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality a mite, but should let us see who's who. We gotta press for this. She enlarged that photo. I won't Von Karma let her show it. I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth, or worse. The only thing we can do, she's gonna show the enlarged photo. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. I bet there are people memeing all over this case with that Nickelback song. I bet if I were to do a Google search for Nickelback and Phoenix Wright, there's something's gonna be there. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? Because it does not exist. What are you talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool. My gosh, she's like throwing him under the bus. Big time. But good riddance. Freaking Von Karma. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Karma, you sneaky bastard. Miss Hart? Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. No, you're not getting out of this. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. Okay, here we go. Here we go. What is it? We still cannot see who is firing. Why are they both bald? That's my concern. Why are they both bald? Clearly, since they're both bald, this can't be the victim or Edgeworth. Alright, we have just proved Edgeworth's innocence. Unless Edgeworth is bald and has been wearing a wig this whole time, neither one of these people can be Edgeworth. Confirmed. They're supposed to be nondescript models. Anime does it all the time. I know! But Rez, you gotta let me have my dumb jokes. Eventually, if I make enough dumb jokes, one of them is going to be funny enough for someone to laugh about. You just gotta let me have this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Lake photo added to the court record. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. So one thing I noticed in the photo, the gunman is shooting with their left hand. And I was thinking, unless Edgeworth is left-handed, it's weird that he's using his left hand. You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And little good it has done any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. It's the left-handedness. This is bad. Real bad. What should I do? So, I didn't remember it until recently. I didn't really take note of the fingerprints on the pistol until now. I didn't remember that it was from the right hand, but the evidence said, yeah, exactly. That the prints were from his right hand. I noticed that it was in his left hand, and I thought it was weird, but then I didn't really remember it until I came back to this pistol. And it says his right hand. So that's our evidence. Wait! Your Honor, this evidence... Shut up, Von Karma. You're prolonging this trial longer than it needs to be. I believe we have spent enough time talking about evidence. Indeed. We've heard opinions on every piece of evidence, but this enlargement. I see no point in retracing our steps. This is bad. What do you mean? What do you mean? I've got evidence right there. This is a case of the game being silly. I have evidence that clearly points to that being a problem. But the game doesn't want me to do that yet, so I guess I'm gonna object to the enlargement. Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. Oh, now I get the cool upbeat music. It's like, you selected the thing I wanted you to select. What might that be? Mr. Wright? You will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. Well, this right here. Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Oh, that's the judge. The judge started imitating Phoenix for a second. He was getting so caught up in the moment that he took over Phoenix's job. Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence the left hand contradicts. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, slam your desk, Phoenix. Slam that desk. The prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, he's pulling an Edgeworth. The man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down. So I want to think about what this means. Did the victim try to kill Edgeworth? What I don't understand is why Edgeworth is not telling us anything. Like, he accepts that we're defending him. He gave us his written letter of approval. But Edgeworth hasn't told us anything except holding true to his innocence that he didn't do it. He's not said anything about the details as to why he was on the boat, what happened on the boat, why his fingerprints are on the gun, or anything. He just hasn't said anything. He didn't even say that he was trying to defend himself. I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. Do we? I mean, I wouldn't say that, but clearly there's an issue with the evidence we do have and what we're seeing in that photograph. At the very least, we can conclude that there's fingerprints missing. Something was tampered with. At the very least. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. Oh, it leaves us with a lot of problems. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? Larry! It was Larry, everybody. He's back in another murder case, and this time, he did it. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Larry. It's absolutely not Larry. So we're left with two options, either Miss Hart or the victim himself. I'm not getting that it was I don't think it's Miss Hart. I'm just trying to work through as to why it wouldn't be. He was the shooter on the grassy knoll, or rather, the samurai dog stand. Larry is actually... Here's the plot twist. Larry actually did kill in the first case. But we misconstrued the case so badly that everybody was convinced that he was innocent. And Larry is at it again. He's back to his murderous ways. So Miss Hart. Why couldn't it be Miss Hart? Like I said, I don't think it is, but I just want to work out why the game would present that to me as an option and it be wrong at this point. She could have technically... She could have technically done it. Right? Am I wrong? She could have technically committed the murder. Let me go into the evidence. Let me see. It could have gone off with the shot that she fired. She knew when the time of death was. You don't have a motive, though. Why would she? Maybe this map will tell us. Found the victim's body, matches the murder weapon. We're also missing a shot that occurred. No one has even brought that up yet. Edgeworth also said that he thought that the gunshot came from somewhere else, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Are we going to pin blame on Lotta Hart? I mean, honestly, yeah, the evidence is pointing to Miss Hart more than it's pointing to a suicide. Yeah, it's definitely important. The only mention of suicide we had was with Edgeworth. I'm gonna try Miss Hart. I don't really know if it's her though, but I don't think the evidence currently points to anyone else. Who else but the witness, Miss Lotta Hart? What? Do you have proof of this? Proof, Shamoof. Always with the proof. Oh wait, I do need proof, don't I? Okay. I mean, if the game wants to be that way, I've very easily made these accusations without proof and just kind of strung stuff together with circumstantial evidence, and then the court was like, yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, the victim then. I don't understand why the game would think that I can eliminate Miss Hart as a possible suspect, unless you guys can think of it, because I can't. So if you guys think of why it can't be Miss Hart, let me know, because I don't see it. I mean, I hard disagree, Phoenix, but okay. There's only one explanation remaining. We need to prove, say, the victim. Yeah, we would need proof to say the victim did it, and I don't really see how we can do that with our evidence either. Yeah, I really don't. Wait a second. Let me think, because if this is the murder weapon, okay, and this was found in the boat with Edgeworth's fingerprints, which means he had to come in contact with it at some point. So then I might have just answered my question. Only one hit, and so far I think people have only mentioned 2 shots at most. It's very curious. Yep. I think I know why it can't be Lotta Hart. Only because of one reason. The murder weapon was found in the boat with Edgeworth's fingerprints, and this bullet found in the victim came from this gun. I don't think let's just hypothetically say that she had this gun, right? She shot the bullet, okay. The bullet is now in the victim's chest, or wherever he got shot, it killed him. The question then is how that pistol got Edgeworth's fingerprints on it. It's not really hard as to why the pistol ended up in the boat. She could have hypothetically put the pistol in the boat because Edgeworth did say that he parked the boat at the dock. She could have put it there, stowed the evidence there. What doesn't make sense is how Edgeworth's fingerprints could have been on the pistol. Unless he had come in contact with it at some point. So I think only on that virtue alone is the only, because we can't really, I can't really think of a way how that could happen outside of some weird, crazy Phoenix Wright logic of some kind of nonsense. So the way that makes the most sense is that it was the victim himself. I think that's really the only thing that would point it to the victim. And if you didn't look at that, which it was an oversight for me. I forgot. I didn't forget. I didn't really work through what the implications were. So yeah, it does seem like it was the victim. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order! Order! So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot. Then... Oh my gosh, this game. Then why did I get dismissed? If very clearly my reasoning is not good enough, but now it's suddenly good enough. Von Karma should have agreed with me. Or he wouldn't have, because it would have hurt his case. But if that's what the evidence shows in the autopsy, then it would make more sense that... Okay, alright. We're moving on. But you guys see what I mean? The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's... Yes, Phoenix, that's 3 feet. There is no way it could have been suicide. Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, are you sure about the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide. I'm glad I'm figuring this out now. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. He's not happy about that. That is all. This court is adjourned. Hey. A distance greater than a meter. That is such a large amount of space. That is such a large amount of space. That was a close one. Hey! Don't you have anything to say? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, Wright. Well, yeah, but... what happened out there on that lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. Wait, he was about a meter away, or he was greater than a meter away? Which one is it? Those are very different. What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look, I'm going to go check on Maya. Oh, right. What? Tell her something for me. He's gonna apologize. He's gonna apologize for how he treated her. What? Here it comes. Tell... Nope. No apology yet. He's being a tsundere, so he's not gonna apologize. He'll come around, though. Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth? Or a thank you, maybe it was that. Edgeworth, ultimate tsundere. I requisitioned a transcript of Vlada's entire testimony. Thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course she didn't see the shooter. The only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. Miles Edgeworth, tsundere at law. Tsundere. That's how his game actually should have been called. Miles Edgeworth, tsundere at law. Okay, I heard 2 shots. I heard 2 sounds like gunshots just after midnight on 12/25. So she's assuming they were gunshots because she did say she's never heard gunshots before. And we know that Gordo makes a bang sound, which is a very strange sound for an animal to make, but I digress.